All right, today we're going on a bit of a treasure hunt. We're going to tell the story of the most valuable treasure any of us will ever have, our planet's natural resources.
Wow, just look at this. This is the stunning Dudhsagar waterfall in Goa. This is nature, right? In its raw, magnificent form. It's everything that we didn't create. It just is.
But that brings us to the big question, the central question for our journey today. When does a piece of nature, like that water or the trees surrounding it, when does it stop being just nature and become something we call a resource?
So here's our game plan. We're going to follow the path of a steward. First up, how nature's gifts become resources. Then, we'll sort through that treasure chest. After that, we hit a real twist, the paradox of plenty. We'll look at a planet out of balance. And finally, figure out the path of the steward.
All right, let's dive right into the first part of our story. What does it actually take to turn a piece of nature into a resource we can use? It's not as simple as just finding it. Turns out there are 3 keys you need to unlock the treasure. Okay, so key number 1, it has to be technologically accessible. I mean, there could be tons of oil deep under the ocean, but if we don't have the tech to actually get it, it's not a resource for us, right? Key 2, it's got to be economically feasible. If it costs more to get the resource than what it's worth, well, it's going to stay in the ground. And third, and this one's really interesting, it has to be culturally acceptable. Think about it. Some forests are considered sacred groves. Cutting down those trees, not an option for that community. So only when you get all 3 of those things lined up, then nature's gift becomes a human resource.
Okay, so we've unlocked the treasure chest. Now let's open it up and see what's inside. How do we even begin to sort and make sense of all the different kinds of resources we've inherited?
Well, one simple way is to think about how we use them. You've got the essentials for life. I'm talking air, water, soil. Can't live without them. Then you have the stuff we build with, our materials, wood, metals, you name it. And finally, you've got the fuel for everything we do, our energy sources, from coal all the way to sunlight.
But there's a much more critical way to sort this treasure, and it all boils down to one simple, powerful question. Does it come back? See, on one side you have renewable resources, the ones that nature can replenish, that can regenerate. But on the other side you've got the non-renewables. Think fossil fuels. These have a finite stock, they were made over millions of years, and once they're gone, they are gone for good.
And this really shows you the difference perfectly. See the timber? That's renewable. If we're smart about it, the forest can regrow what we take. But the oil, that's non-renewable. Every single barrel we pull out of the ground is one less from a limited supply that is never, ever coming back. And understanding this difference, well, that's at the absolute heart of our story today.
But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Those renewable resources, they're only renewable on one condition. We can't use them up faster than nature can make more. It's like an allowance, right? If you spend it faster than you get it, you're going to run out. If we break that natural rhythm of restoration and regeneration, even our renewable resources can disappear.
And this is where our story takes a really interesting turn. This is the central conflict. You'd think having tons of treasure, right, would be amazing. But what if I told you that sometimes that very treasure can become a trap?
Yeah, there's actually a name for it. Economists call it the natural resource curse, or the paradox of plenty. It's this bizarre but totally real thing, where places that are super rich in resources, like say a country with massive oil reserves, don't automatically become wealthy and prosperous. In fact, sometimes it's the opposite. It can lead to conflict, corruption, and even slower economic growth. Wild, right?
So, to really see how this paradox, this imbalance, plays out in the real world, we're going to take a trip. Let's go to the fertile plains of Punjab in India. This is a powerful, cautionary tale about one of our most precious renewable resources, groundwater.
Now, this story starts off great. I mean, truly heroic. Punjab was the beating heart of the Green Revolution. This was a huge agricultural push that literally helped India become self-sufficient in food. We're talking a massive success story that fed millions and millions of people.
But all that incredible progress, it came with a hidden price tag. And the question that really haunts the region today is, what was the real cost of all that success?
So here's what went down. The new crops they were planting, these high-yielding varieties of wheat and paddy, were incredibly thirsty. They needed a lot of water. To get that water, and because they were encouraged by things like free electricity for their pumps, farmers started pulling up massive amounts of groundwater, way more than nature could ever put back.
And the result? It's absolutely staggering.
In many parts of the state, the water table, that's the level of the groundwater under the surface, it's dropped by as much as 30 meters. To put that into perspective for you, that's like an entire 10-story building's worth of water, just gone.
You can see the scale of the problem on maps of the region. Huge areas are colored in, classified as overexploited. We are talking about nearly 80% of the entire state, a state where water is being sucked out of the ground at a completely unsustainable and, frankly, dangerous rate.
So, okay, the treasure chest is getting emptier. The planet is out of balance. What do we do now? Well, this is where the hero of our story finally emerges, the steward. It's time to find our way back to balance.
And stewardship is the key idea here. It's not about not using resources at all. Of course not. It's about using them responsibly, using them wisely. It's about having a deep respect for nature's rhythms and making a solid commitment to the people who are going to come after us.
And the really good news? We already have the blueprints for how to be good stewards. We can look to ancient wisdom, like the Vrikshayurveda, which is this incredible ancient Indian text all about sustainable agriculture. We can use modern innovation, like the International Solar Alliance. And we can see it in action at the community level, like when Sikkim became a 100% organic farming state. The answers are out there.
And look, these aren't just pie-in-the-sky ideas. This stuff is happening right now. We're seeing everything from these massive solar parks pumping out clean energy to gorgeous modern buildings being made from traditional materials like mud. The path of the steward isn't something we need to find, it's already being built.
So that brings us to one last really critical question. What happens if we just keep going down this unsustainable path? What are the real implications? The answer, honestly, is simple, and it's pretty stark. We're looking at a future where that incredible treasure chest we inherited is left completely empty for the generations that follow us.
You know, in the end, this whole thing isn't just about science or economics. It's an ethical choice. There's this ancient principle from the Bhagavad Gita called Lokasamgraha, and it just says it all perfectly. It means everyone must look past their own personal desires and act for the well-being of everyone. So, the final challenge for all of us is, are we ready to be the stewards our planet so desperately needs?